urban bluegrass and the Bible.
Good cold Saturday morning here in Kentucky. We're still digging out from about 5 inches of snow this week, which is a lot for us. We don't get it very often. So to those of you in Michigan and the northern climates, places like that, don't laugh at us. We're not used to this down here, but it's been kind of nice. It's slowed things down a little bit. And thankfully, I got a nice gift in the mail this week of my Ignatius Study Bible that finally came in the mail. And I'm excited about this because I've been waiting on this thing for probably 10 years because, well, not 10 years, but at least 8. I think I've had this one for 8 years. This is the New Testament single volume. I found this in a used bookstore at South Bend, Indiana, near Notre Dame. And I picked it up years ago, and it's been my favorite Bible that I've ever owned. This is the same New Testament that's in the new one, but all that commentary. I mean, the second half of every page is commentary. So when you're reading the Bible, it's a 3,000-year-old text. If you're reading through it as a layman without much study or background, you're probably like, what is going on here? Why is this important? This is going to help you break that down. And thankfully, Ignatius over the years has published each book individually and little study guides that go with it. So same text, same breakdown, There's the commentary. There's the scriptural text. These were like $12 a piece. So by the time you get 73 books, you're getting up there in cost. Whereas here, I can get this for about $75. I think shipped to my door. I think it was probably $80 by the time it ships. But you got the whole thing right here in one volume. Now it's a little hefty. It's big. It's not going to be a pocket Bible, but it's not big enough that I can't carry it to adoration. I can't carry it to friend's house for Bible study or whatever. I've actually encouraged the folks in the Bible study that I lead at our parish to buy these. So I'm actually really excited. I think we have 10 on the way to the parish office here in the next few weeks, so I'm really excited. Some negatives about the new one. I'm going to say I loved the gold edging on my New Testament, and I really loved my ribbons. They were handy. They're not on this one. So St. Paul Center, Scott Hahn, Ignatius Press, if you guys are listening, I get the gold edging. It probably increases the cost quite a bit, so I understand why we took that off. Not a big deal for me. The ribbon, I know I can add one, yes, that I can set down in here, and I will be doing that ASAP. But man, why not? Just throw that in there. I'll probably get some tabs for this one here in the next few weeks, tab it up so I can, quick search it. But I'm really excited. This thing has some added stuff. Now, the concordance that was in the back of the old one is still present in this one, I believe. This one has great maps and indexes in the back. It has a reading plan. It has a doctrine locator, so you can literally look up a doctrine of the church by term and then find the verse and chapter, so that when somebody is saying, well, the Catholic Church believes XYZ and that's not biblical, you can go, well, actually, it's right here, if you're wondering. So at the end of the day, just to point out, if you have this and this, you are a well-equipped theologian by all standards. Probably as well-equipped as some medieval theologians. This has got tons of stuff from the patristic era. Just looking through it real quick, I'm trying to find a few things that just kind of jump out at me. But I love that they do word breakouts, bones of Elijah. They've got this index and these icons that'll pop up that'll tell you, like, okay, where in the law is this? So if there's a verse in Kings that is quoting Deuteronomy, they'll point that out to you. So you're like, I think the problem we have when we read the Bible is we try to go, I'm going to go cover to cover and I'm going to understand it. That's very difficult. And I think things like Bible in a Year with Father Mike have been great to kind of break that down for people and slow them down. The biggest thing I can tell you as someone that's studied theology in an academic setting is you have to read it more than once. If you've read through the Bible once, and you tell people, I've read the Bible, I know what it says, you've read it, have you absorbed it? I would say sit down with these things time and time again. And you'll learn something each time. I really like, it's got this word study there, right there in the bottom. You see that little gray box? This one is the term of latter days. That's going to be an important one if a Mormon apologist knocks on your front door and tries to dialogue with you. They're gonna quote certain things, but they're gonna take it in a context that's not fitting with the context of the first century, or in that case of Isaiah, the 8th century BC when it was written. So this is a great study guide. It's got philology and word breakdowns. It's got I really love the word study boxes. Ball. We hear about the God ball all the time. That's an important one, to know what it was. What were the other peoples around them studying? What were they interested in? I really love this thing. I probably got as much out of this as I did some of my graduate classes. Not to shake them at all, but this is one of those things. It's a gift to the laity. We don't have to be dependent on our priest time and understanding. Our priests are busy. By the time they do sacraments for everybody, they're visiting with those that are dying. They're mentoring people preparing for marriage. They're doing spiritual direction for folks. They might be doing some Christless counseling for some families from time to time. And there's one priest in a parish. So a lot of times they wish they could sit with us and teach this stuff. They just don't have time. Part of the reason I work at my parish is that's part of what I'm there for. If people have questions, they're confident enough that I can answer them. And I'm humble enough to be careful to say I don't know sometimes. This gives you that ability. You can say to somebody, I don't know why the church teaches this. Let me study on that. Let's get back together and have coffee next week and talk about it. You don't have to answer them on the spot. And people will want you to go right then and there, because they're like, well, you're not sure. No, I'm sure that the church is the true church, and I trust it. Therefore, I don't have to be a perfect theologian. But if I want to be a better apologist, if I want to better defend her teachings, this will help me do that. So I'm going to encourage everybody, if you don't have a catechism in your home, first off, every Catholic should, and you should have a Bible already. But if you don't have a commentary in your home, I've got several commentaries in my library over here. This one actually could probably replace most of those. Now I won't get rid of the other ones. It's good to kind of compare sometimes. I've got some from the 18th century, and those are great because it's right in the heart of the Reformation. But this is going to pull from all that, and this kind of condenses it down into one volume that every person can have in their home. So I really want to encourage you, go out and get this thing. I'm going to put a link to this in the description. If you don't have this by next Christmas, put it on your wish list. But don't wait a year. Go on and get this thing now. It'll be here by the time you get into Lent. Think about that. Order it now. You'll get it in time for Lent, and spend the season of Lent just maybe focusing on the Gospel of John and the Book of Acts, after Lent. And, just think about that. You'll be more knowledgeable about 2 books of the Bible. You have questions about Revelation? Man, this is a good one. We have such good resources now as Catholics. We're not just dependent on our colleges and universities and our pastors to have the time and the ability to compress this down into an understandable form for us. So I would definitely get one of these. I'm really excited about that. That being said, I'm not getting rid of my New Testament. I'm going to keep it. So we'll be moving forward with it. But I hope you guys are having a great snowy week. I hope you guys go out and pick this up, and I hope you keep aging towards perfection.
Urban bluegrass and the Bible.